first and foremost, I need y'all to make some noise for Mr. Brandon H. Lee. Tanner Buchanan. Yuji Okumoto. Elisabeth Shue. Cobra Kai. Never. It took way too long for that. That made me upset. That was lame. Guys, how are y'all doing today? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think it was a show right there. It's a long weekend. I respect it. Have you guys had a good time here at Megacon?
It's been a great time.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's been a lot of fun.
It's my second Megacon, and it was, I will say, like, it was already super fun the first time, but
Right.
this time's already topped it.
I'm gonna jump right into these questions because there's so much on my heart and mind right now. Where we left things off, there was a crazy big brawl, okay? Like just nutty. What level of choreography went into that?
I mean, Yuji, do you want to take this one?
I think that's you. I didn't do any fighting. I was busy kissing face.
I mean,
No mistakes.
there was so much. We had so much in so little time, but we did the best we could. I mean, that brawl, when we started going through that, we started learning it only really about a week before. I feel like
That's it?
Yeah, and then
That was a generous amount of time in
Yeah.
comparison to what we sometimes get.
Yeah.
For the level of fighting that was, no, that should have took like 2-3 years to figure out. That was incredible.
We have so many of them back to back, especially this season, that it's been, I mean, it was like, learning all of our capture the flag, perform capture the flag like 2 days later. Learn your captainship fights, perform the captainship fights. Learn the rest of the season got kind of shot wacky out of order, so it was a little bit of like, you do what you can do.
Man, that's insane. I love every bit of it though, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was gripping my chair. I was gripping my chair for you. I just want you to know. Yeah.
What happened?
Nothing specific.
I feel great.
Good. Here, double check. And we're good. Okay, I love it.
No.
Obviously, there's a lot of different team dynamics that are happening in the actual show, but does that actually play out on the set as well? Do you guys kind of pair up in groups, or are you all kind of friendly?
Like in our real life?
What on set, to be specific?
Oh no, we just all hang out together.
Yeah, I think that's the really funny thing is like all the behind the scenes pictures, it's just like every dojo mixed together, like big smiles on everybody's face, and then they are like, okay guys, we're getting set up, and everybody goes to the side, and you're like,
It's also fun when we go out because specifically this season there's so many of us. We all went out with decent amount because we obviously last season everybody wanted to hang out and we walk into some place and it's just a gigantic crew of people and it looks like everybody, we have this just so many people walking into this any spot we were at and we kind of clear the space everywhere.
I love it. The entire show is really kind of built on the idea of legacy. For the original Karate Kid actors that are joining us, what was it like to continue your stories? That's right!
Well, I was very honored to be included in the CobraKai family.
That's right.
They didn't ask me for many years, so I wondered whether it would ever happen. No, I'm joking. Actually, I was a little worried about going on the show at first because I didn't like the way my character had been written out of Karate Kid 2. So once the guys told me that we could discuss what happened, actually the real truth,
Yes.
I was game. Yes, very game.
That's right. It's all about the vindication of Allie right there. That we needed that. I agree.
Yeah, without Allie, there is no Karate Kid. There is no CobraKai.
Facts.
There's no fighting. There's no fighting.
can you imagine an alternate universe without Allie in which Johnny and Daniel met on the beach and they're like, hey man, let's be bestest friends.
Yuji, what about you?
You know, it's a testament to the writers. I think they have done such a wonderful job creating these iconic characters in Cobra Kai and bringing us back into the fold. It's so much more fun for me to play a three-dimensional character instead of being this one-dimensional a-hole. I tell you, Billy and I always talk about it all the time, how blessed we are to have a redemption arc in Cobra Kai. And we always talk about how before, you know, when we're doing Karate Kid and all that, we always get called, you know, on the street, hey, you're that asshole, you're that jerk, I hate you. And then fast forward, we're doing Cobra Kai, now it's like, Johnny, we love you, man. And still Chosen gets, hey, you're that asshole, but you're funny. Thank you.
Martin, how about for you? To come back and tell more about John Kreese, what has it been like to be able to continue that story?
Well, I wanted to be more vulnerable than Karate Kid 1. And when we made the deal, I said, listen, I'm not interested in doing a repeat of that same tough guy, one-dimensional, cold-hearted character, you know. And I told them, I said, you have to write some vulnerability, write backstory, give me an arc to the characters and color. And they did it, you know, and they did it well. And they were, you know, they were about 2 years later than we are in the characters. They know where these characters are going, and they're so intelligent. I think it was season 2 that I went out there with notes in my yellow pad about mercenaries, and I met with Army Rangers, and I met with all these people, and I wanted to give them that information. We had lunch, and they already had in their heads all of that stuff. Wow. I mean, it was just amazing. The funny story I can relate to is a couple of years later, after they hired me to do the series, they went on my podcast with my 2 kids, and they told me then that when they asked me to come in episode 10, season 1, and I wanted to come in earlier, like season 6, I said, why can't I come in season 6? They were afraid when they told me that I was going to kick their ass in the restaurant.
Yes.
Literally. They told me that on the podcast, and I thought that was hysterical. But based on John Kreese in the movie, they thought I was going to get physical with them when they wouldn't let me come on earlier than episode 10. And they did that because they wanted to set up season 2. I mean, that's how insane it all was.
I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid of you right now. You're sitting all over me. That's just what it is. Okay, I'm just keep it doing. This show kind of started with like kind of redemption for Johnny Lawrence's character, but what's been your favorite storyline to explore in the entirety of Cobra Kai?
Silver.
Terry Silver. Terry Silver. Oh.
The ultimate.
For everybody, for everybody.
I would say I mean, Johnny's definitely the you know, super fun to watch. I loved, you know, seeing a different side of Daniel. Like, everybody asks often, like, who's your favorite of the senseis that you've gotten to learn under? I really appreciate, like, I love Daniel with Johnny's influence. So it's, and then in the same way, Johnny with Daniel's influence. But I feel like, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but, because we're only a few days away now. But I would say actually Robbie's arc has been one that I've really appreciated now, getting to sit back and look from the outside perspective.
Robbie's definitely a favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else want to throw in favorites, storylines?
There's also good old Bert and Nate.
Bert and Nate.
Bert and Nate. Love them. Stingray.
Yes.
I think the women,
You should join us. That would be
I actually love the storylines between, you know, Peyton and Mary. I love that female warrior routine.
Yes.
I just love it. I love the way they fight. When they were fighting, yeah, it really is. They're just terrific. You know, these kids have come up a long, long way from the beginning of the show, and they're wonderful. And when I watch even Amanda come into my dojo and smack me, you know, and she hit me and she couldn't do it. She kept missing me, and I said, "Go for it, honey," you know, because I wanted the scene to work. It was a good scene.
That's
Ralph's wife comes to my dojo to tell me that I'm a bully. Perfect. So, you know, I let her hit me, and she went, and it worked. But it's just that the women in the show are depicted so well, you know, Peyton and Mary, and it's really good stuff, you know, and I love that. You know, I just love watching the women, because I think a woman can do everything a man can do.
That's great.
I was about to say, we could do it all, we're managing a whole nother ecosystem inside of our bodies.
Crease try. Come on, like, it was a reach. It was a reach for you. When you got the call to actually join this cast, though, what was it like for you in terms of your career? Were you super excited for the opportunity, or was this kind of like a coming home in a way?
Are you talking to me?
I'm calling everybody.
Oh, you were asking.
What, me? Sorry, what was the question?
When you got the
He's
call to
thinking
join
about
the cast,
Martin Kove.
where am I? He's already thinking about what's going to happen in the upcoming episodes. That's what it is. But no, when you got the call to join the cast of Cobra Kai, what was that like for you? Was it like a true blessing to go, okay, this is going to be fun, this is a new opportunity for me as an actor? Or was it just kind of like, oh, we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, I just said, what took so long? No, I was excited to be part of this, because when I watched that first season on YouTube Red, I thought it was so good. I loved how they flipped the world and the characters, and so when I got the call, they sent the script, and I read the script, and I said, this is good, but can we try this and that? And so the writers really listened, and they're so great, and it was a collaboration, and I love those guys to death. They're so awesome. And so when they brought me in, initially that whole first scene, that opening scene with Ralph and Tamlin, who plays Kumiko, we met in this bar, and when I come in, they wanted me to be apologetic, and I said, but I can't be. I gotta be chosen and come in hard.
That's right.
So the payoff at the end would make sense when I honk him and get my revenge, right? Otherwise, if I come in soft, then there's no payoff. So I said, let me come in hard and then really give Daniel-san a run for his money, so then the payoff would work. But my God, it was so like going back to Karate Kid 2 days. So comfortable, so easy. Ralph is so awesome to work with. And being with Tamlin again, it was like butter, and I was so grateful. And it's been such a great journey and a great ride.
I mean, oh my goodness, this is crazy to me. I've been a fan of the show since the YouTube Red days as well. Anyone here YouTube Red? Oh yeah! Oh my goodness.
Ads suck.
Being a lifelong martial artist, like shows like this is the show.
Of course.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
For us martial artists, so I still have imposter syndrome, even like sitting up here with these people right here. But you know, the moment I got to be on, you know, I was like trying not to prove myself. But then the moment I met these wonderful souls, like they're so warm, collaborative, and just like, ooh, I'm still going through puberty apparently. Yeah, it just makes it so easy to work, and I was able to like just get in the zone, and next thing I know, I'm up here and I'm like, holy crap, this is crazy. So thank you guys.
Of course. Now we've got this next installment, the final installment. Are we sure? Does it have to be the final installment? We can eke out like a couple more. I'm just saying. We got this final installment dropping on Thursday. Without any actual spoilers, is there a particular number episode that you're most excited for us to see?
13.
13, yeah.
13 is my favorite episode of any Cobra Kai episode ever.
I think Ralph nicknamed that one Cobra Kai.
Good luck.
Okay. I don't know if we're emotionally ready for it, but all right, we're here for it. Last year, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of the original Karate Kid movie. Make some noise for that. Excluding Cobra Kai, what has been your favorite installment of the Karate Kid franchise? Yeah, we're getting personal.
Of the Karate Kid trilogy.
Of the trilogy, I mean, if you want to do Next Karate Kid as well, like we can do that too.
Which one?
Huh? With the one with the other.
Talk about that.
Yeah. We can do the Next Karate Kid. That's not
Don't start your car, man.
You're right. See what John Kreese just did to me right now?
I would say I could protect you, but
No, there is no.
I would say Karate Kid 1. I mean, like, that's the.
Classic.
Whenever I like watch that movie back now, I watch it through the eyes of like, oh, these are the stories that Samantha probably heard growing up, you know, when you like get sick of hearing your parents be like, and I walked 12 miles uphill to school, and I somehow also walked 12 miles back uphill home. Anyway, like, I feel like these are like Samantha's versions of like, you know, or especially like knowing Miyagi as a kid and things like that. Like, those are the, you know, now I guess it's Samantha's version is I helped my mom push the car all the way to Los Angeles, California. But I feel like that one has the most nostalgia for me.
I love it. Anyone else want to throw in? Favorite Karate Kid movie? We'll say of the trilogy.
Jonathan, go ahead and say 2. It's all right.
You know what I No, it's Karate Kid 1. I gotta give homage to Karate Kid 1.
That's the beginning.
Because Elizabeth is.
Yes! No lies detected. No lies detected. I love it. Martin, what about you? What's your favorite one?
Well, Karate Kid 1, you know, Karate Kid 3.
Yes.
Karate Kid 3 was interesting because it was originally written for me. It was John Kreese's story all the way through, stinging Mike Barnes, you know, training Ralph. It was all written for me. And then I couldn't do it because I got a TV series. So the bottom line was, it was bittersweet. And they brought in this character called Terry Silver.
Yes.
And he did everything I was supposed to do in the show, and it sends me on vacation. So it was bittersweet. It was kind of weird. You know, and it would be a Terry Silver in Cobra Kai.
It's true.
That's what didn't happen. So what transferred for me is, did I like another villain in the show? Because in the movie he was a villain.
Yes.
But in the series he wasn't. And Terry is impossible. He's just, you know, out for himself. So all the emotional dynamics that went on for me because of Karate Kid 3, and then ultimately coming into the series with the same character, you know, it was kind of disastrous in one respect, and it was an honor the next that I didn't have to be the bad guy, of course. You know, I love that. It's interesting. So Karate Kid 3, I think, had more of an impact on me, even though I think 1 was a purer movie.
Absolutely. Make some noise of that one more time, too. Now we're about to be a crazy person, okay? So we've got, you know, 3 very distinct dojos that have different philosophies. You in real life, I gotta know which dojo do you think you would actually be a part of? Miyagi-Do, Cobra Kai, or Evil Fan?
My answer is so easy.
Miyagi-Do.
My answer is Miyagi-Do.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Martin, I want to guess Cobra Kai, but I don't want to speak for you. What?
Can you guess?
Whichever one you choose to be a part of is the correct answer.
No, you better guess it right.
Cobra Kai. It's Cobra Kai. Oh, yeah. Cobra Kai.
Thank you very
Cobra
much.
Kai. What is it?
Eagle Fang.
I'll see. Chosen door.
Miyagi-Do.
I might have to run off the stage here for my sensei after I finish. Me as Brandon.
Yes.
Miyagi-Do.
There'll be no more medication for you.
Oh my God, I love it. We actually have a couple of fan questions that were submitted. So Ella Gonzalez from Miami asks, this one's for you, Martin. As the iconic John Kreese, you've become a fan favorite villain or antagonist. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone trying to channel his intensity on screen?
trying to channel the intensity
Yes.
of John Kreese.
Yes.
What's the advice I would give?
For how someone can tap into that same kind of energy as a performer.
Well, the interesting thing about John Kreese was that he was really a purist. I mean, John Kreese believed in the moral fiber. He wasn't Terry Silver. He truly believed that if you were disciplined and if you could handle Cobra Kai as a style, the difference between Miyagi-Do was that Miyagi-Do would win the point and it would be over. But Cobra Kai, John Kreese would tell the students, finish it.
Yes.
Make sure that he stays down.
Of course.
And I don't know, who's to say what's right and what's wrong about That's how I answer
It's
it.
more of a guideline. It's a
It's a
suggestion.
guideline. Guidelines.
I love it. I love it. This one's from Mia Reynolds. This one's for you, Mary. Samantha LaRusso is such a strong character. What do you think makes her unique amongst all the other kids in the dojo?
I feel like the cool thing about this show is that really you can relate to any of the one characters and you can feel like they're fighting for the right reason. But I think for my relationship with Samantha is she had a comfortable and loving upbringing, and I think she kind of viewed the world through rose-colored glasses in that way, that everything could be that positive and that lovely. And then her world kind of got rocked by the roughness of the world of karate, and something that she used to know as a very strategic, almost chess type game became real life war for her, and her relationship with that kind of turned upside down. For me, it felt like the clawing her way back to finding something positive to love in the world of something that felt like it had become her pain.
Right.
Was a message that I really connected to. It felt like, there's a lot of things in the world that, we're really excited about, and then all it takes is one nasty comment from somebody to kind of knock you down and to turn that thing into something that you can't think about with the same love and passion that you had. But I'm proud that Sam found her way back to that. And then I also think Samantha, for me, is, started out as somebody who a little bit had that oldest daughter syndrome of I'm gonna fix it for everybody. I'm gonna take it on, I'm gonna fix it, I'm not gonna let anybody see me hurt, was my interpretation of it all. And I think the beauty of her arc has been learning to sit back and listen to what she doesn't know and where she could take information in, and learning when it's the right time to ask for help.
Very well said. Make some noise for that. This is from Zane Carter from Jacksonville, Brandon. As Quan, your character had some crazy swag, which you did. But who was it that you were channeling most to create this character?
Ooh. What's really interesting is actually during the audition phase for Quan, they saw my slate first, and I'm assuming everyone can tell I'm very different from Quan in real life.
Hopefully.
And I think they saw the slate first, and I was just fanboying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love the show so much. And then right after, they see me trying to be a meme, and they're like, they actually gave me feedback, and they were like, think Karate Kid 2, wink, wink. And people see the resemblance right away. Literally, when I dressed this morning, Tanner saw me in the lobby. He's like, dude, you look like Baby Yuji. Like, I didn't even try.
Ready? Oh. Brandon?
What's going on?
Baby show.
It's right there. It's right there.
But yeah, I actually, in respects to Yuji's performance, I tried not to rewatch it going into it because I didn't want to copy him. But I just remember he had this swag and aura to him where he just knows he's the baddest mother effer in the world. So I just tried to channel that as much as I could. Honestly, in my head, when I was looking at these guys right here, especially when we were shooting episode 3, I'm supposed to look at Kreese and not duck him. Like on the outside, I'm like, huh. But in the inside, I was like, oh my God, that's Martin Kove.
I love it. I love it. This last question, Tanner, your character as Robbie has had a tough journey. How do you approach playing a character with so much emotional complexity?
It's a lot of conversations with the writers. Honestly, I mean, like every first season, it was very nervous going in.
Sure.
And as I saw my story progress, I honestly, even when I went out for it, I was like, now I'm an angsty teenager again. Here we go. And then I got episode 5, and I read it, and I was like, whoa, hold up, what do we do? This is wild. Okay, I'm gonna kind of switch and everything. And then obviously, where I get to by the end of season 1, I noticed that if we got picked up for season 2, I was probably gonna end up being a big roller coaster of emotional character. So every season, I have a conversation. Well, we all do, but I know specifically for myself, I go in with a bunch of questions, and I talk to the writers, and I specifically go, I need to know where I'm starting and where I'm ending, because this character is very emotional and has so many complexities that he has to work through. And I go, I know you probably don't want to tell us, but I gotta know in order to make sure that that arc makes sense for by the time that we land the character at the end of the season, it doesn't feel like it's all over the place, just for continuity wise. So I think a lot of it is question based, and if I can answer those questions and I have reasoning for the way that I'm doing things for the character, then I think you can pass anything off. It's almost the way that Marty says of basically, you gotta, Kreese believes in what he's doing and that he's doing it for the good of people. You just have to believe that what your character is doing, they have a reasoning for it, and they believe, if not wholeheartedly, even if they're questioning it, obviously they believe that decision that they're making sounds right, and you have to be able to write that line or whatever it is in order to go ahead and make that truthful.
I love it. I love it. Guys, thank y'all so very much for all the insights. The legacy of the Karate Kid in such a personal way that we are all affected. I think some of us might have actually started taking up martial arts because of Cobra Kai and all of your performances. Truly appreciate that. But before we get out of here, I mean, one of the hallmarks, the iconography of the Karate Kid is the crane kick. I gotta know who's up to busting a crane kick with us. You guys wanna try it? I'm not gonna ask you, Martin. Martin's not. Elizabeth, she's gonna do it. Come on, guys, come on. Let's let Elizabeth do this by herself. Come on. We're all gonna do it together.
I don't pull a muscle, I'm sorry.
Stretch it, stretch it. I can't do the crank.
Does anybody know which leg it is?
Yes, the crank kick is alive. Ready? 1, 2, 3.